Basketball season, if you can believe it, is right around the corner. Just add it to the list. The Pacers having their media day today ahead of the 2025-2026 season, fresh off a run to the NBA Finals, now headed into a year knowing they'll be without their superstar.
Rick, we were talking with the front office yesterday. One of the things that kept getting brought up was you guys' play style this year and how it might look different without Ty, the way he plays, how often he has the ball. What do you anticipate trying to do this year in terms of the style you guys have had that won you so many games in the past that was informed by him versus the team you actually have on the floor this year style-wise?
Yeah, there will be some adjustments. There will be some adjustments as we start and keep moving forward. Ty is really such a unusually important player to us. On the one hand, on the other hand, our core principles we want to keep the same. I mean, most of it begins with hard play and fast hard play, and so we'll make the adjustments we need to make, but we've got to be excited about the opportunity that some guys have in his stead this year, and it'll be a lot of work, but it'll be great.
Keeping along the lines of guys getting some opportunities. Obviously, we've talked a lot about Ben Mathurin in the past and how he could sometimes be asked to play two different styles. One that sort of most naturally fits the way you guys want to play, and also his sort of ability to score in isolation or go get a bucket. I mean, how does this situation complicate and or just generally just I don't know if alter is development a word, but how does it change, I guess, that challenge of trying to get across how you wanted to play big picture for how this team wants to win a championship, but also how he might need to play on a given night to win you a game?
We just need him to run hard, shoot open shots that are there, and make simple reads offensively. Defensively, the challenges might be greater defensively. There's a very good chance that he'll be asked to guard the ball in a lot of situations. And so, I think we got to be careful about just focusing on offense and all that kind of stuff. Our game is played best when it's fast and simple.
I think you mentioned, in a podcast talking about the importance of protecting Andrew Nembhard. You just mentioned the possibility of Ben guarding the ball. What all do you think goes into that? I mean, what are some things that you have to keep in mind with Andrew when you're asking him? Obviously, he's still, I'm sure, going to have an important defensive assignment. What do you have to keep in mind now that he's going to be a lead point guard and as important as he is defensively?
Yeah, I mean, with Ty out, we lose. This is assuming that the lineup is as projected with Mathurin at 2 and Aaron at 3. There's no second primary ball handler. Pascal would be the other primary ball handler with that group. So instead of 3, including Pascal, now there's 2. And so a lot more playmaking responsibility on Andrew. And then, he always has a lot of defensive responsibility. And then, look, ultimately it's probably going to be the minutes. So, we can't play the guy into oblivion. And so, there's opportunity on this roster for some other people to play point guard minutes.
Rick, I know a lot of questions obviously about the players, but for you personally, what's your level of just enthusiasm, excitement to coach this group of guys this year?
Yeah, it's always high. We have such good people, and Kevin and Chad just have done such a great job of bringing in the kind of character guys that people in the state of Indiana and the city of Indianapolis can embrace and relate to. And so, it's always exciting. We had a meeting last night. I talked to the team. I had looked back at my notes from 2021 when I first got here, when I first addressed the team, and I talked about. I read these things to the guys last night. There were 2 things that were high on the list, and one was that we wanted to make the Pacers relevant again. With how we played, how we competed, all those kinds of things. Player empowerment, a style that, our fans could relate to, and then Indiana values. Hard family-oriented, values, hard play, unselfish play, and the sacred purity of the game. And, 4 years later, we've made great strides. At this point, we only have one player remaining that was at that first meeting. And so it speaks to the dynamic change that is a constant in this game, and that we all need to be ready to pivot on a moment's notice. But that dynamic element makes all of us, more excited than ever.
So, how you feeling? How's the rehab coming?
Going well. It's coming along. I feel like I'm right on cue where I'm supposed to be at this point. Moving around, doing everything. So just taking it a day at a time. It's a monotonous thing of every day. Feels like you're doing the same thing over and over. And, but I feel like I'm in a good place right now.
Saw a lot of Tatum's posts early in his recovery. It was very hard for him mentally. Was it challenging for you? How did you kind of get through those early days?
Yeah, of course. This summer's been, I don't want to say awful, because I have a good life and, I'm in a good position in life, but it's just been a drag, just trying to keep myself busy, keep my mental busy as best I can, because it's been hard. It's been hard. I mean, the season I got hurt in Game 7. Everybody left Indy the next day. I had surgery in New York the next day. So by the time I got back, everybody was gone. So, I didn't get to see any of my teammates really or hang out with anybody. So I've really just been in my house, just me and my fiance and my family. So it's been hard, but I've just been trying to keep myself busy with, I've had a lot of people come and visit me over the last couple of months, which has been amazing, and trying to keep myself busy, go to Fever games, just do stuff around town as best I can. But yeah, summer's been a drag, so it's been nice to have the guys back and have that banter and just be able to hang out with them. So definitely thankful for the village around me.
Not being able to play this season, what do you hope you can get out of it? Whether that's something you can observe, something you can gain from being around this team. Is there anything you've thought about that you hope to still get out of it?
Well, I think whenever you don't get to play, you get a new perspective on things. I think there's always time to learn and grow, and I think that for me this year, not being able to play, I feel like I'm going to be able to see the game in a different way, potentially see it more from a coaching perspective where I don't always see eye to eye with with our coaching staff and what they're seeing. So I look forward to being able to digest the game without playing, for a full year. I think that's going to be different for me, but I think being able to still be in the locker room with the guys and see and hear what they're seeing, but also be able to be sitting there with the coaches on the bench and hear what they're seeing and kind of be the bridge between that. So I look forward to it. I think it's going to be an exciting year for our group. We got a lot of different guys coming into new roles and a lot of different guys growing in different areas. So definitely look forward to the year, what the year is going to look like.
I guess, Ty, to stay on that, what is your plan as far as being in the locker room, all that kind of stuff? I mean, do you plan on making all the road trips? How is this going to work in with your continued rehab, and do you have a plan for how that's going to go so far?
I wouldn't say there's necessarily a plan right now. I would say it just goes off of, what's going on that day. I think as the year goes on and my rehab and physical treatment, my physical condition get better. If they're on a 1-game trip or something, it might be better for me to stay here and just work out here. But I plan on traveling as much as I can. Plan on going to the preseason games on the road. I think just trying to keep a sense of normalcy as much as I can. There's going to be times where I don't want to leave the house. There's going to be times where I need to get out of the house. And I think that our organization has done a great job of continued conversation with me and allowing me that freedom mentally and allowing me to really just read off of how I feel and what's going on. So I feel like it'll just be a read and react as the year goes on, but I want to be there as much as I can. But definitely just reading how my body's feeling and, whether it's a necessary trip to be making.
You talked about just how nice it is to have the guys coming back, I guess. You talked about the season and everybody moves on, at least, at that point, there's no games being played without you. I guess how are you sort of preparing yourself for that mentally? Is that starting to hit a little bit that the guys are coming back and they're doing stuff that you don't get to be a part of this time?
Yeah, I think so. But I try to be as involved as I can. You know what I mean? I get here earlier than usual so I can finish all my work, so I can be there for all the on-court stuff and walk around as much as I can. I can't really rebound, but I can pass. So just trying to figure out how I can fit in and do different things. I want to still feel involved and still feel like I don't want guys to feel like I'm not there, not part of the team. My mom made a joke the other day that because they took a disabled player exception that I'm not part of the team anymore. So just trying to stay involved as much as I can is important for me.
You talked a little about the coaching part. What do you feel like? I know this is a question we already asked him, but I'm still interested in your thoughts of it. Like, how do you think this team has to sort of maintain the standards that it's done, or play the way it has, and how do you think it's going to need to adapt with you not being able to play?
Well, the standard is the standard. We have created a culture here that is special in this league, and it's something that I really care about. When I got traded here, the only guy that's still here from that group is TJ, and there wasn't much of a culture here. Coach Rick and the staff were helping build that, and I think we've done a great job, and that's not changing. So just because I'm not playing, we're still going to play fast, still going to pick up full court, play with the infectious joy and energy that we always do. That doesn't change, and the standard is always going to be the standard. So guys know that, they understand that. But I look forward to seeing a lot of different guys take on different roles. I think that, Jairus and Ben are two guys that are going to have an increased role. Drew is going to have more on-ball responsibilities. So I look forward to seeing him balance, doing more on the offensive end and still being who he is defensively. Now it's going to be hard to be guarding the best player every night and take, handling majority of on-ball responsibilities. So I see his defensive responsibilities maybe decreasing a little bit, but because of who he is, I don't see it being anything drastic, So I look forward to everybody's role changing a little bit. Obviously, change with our big, and so having Isaiah is going to take on a new role. Jay Huff have a new role from what he had last year. James Wiseman, all these guys are going to be on new roles. So I'm definitely excited to see everybody grow, and I think baptism by fire is sometimes the most necessary and the best thing for us as NBA players. So definitely look forward to seeing all the guys take on new roles.
Tyrese, as you look back, a few months ago, what was that run like for you to see how the city responded, the fans responded? I mean, as you look back now, what was that like?
Yeah, I haven't taken a ton of time to reflect, honestly. It's been hard for me to look back, watch old games from the playoffs. To be honest, I haven't watched a single playoff game since Game 7. It's been tough. I think that as time has went on and I've been able to go around the city more and move around and go places, there's been a lot of people who have, come up to me and shown love for what we did this past year. And you can just feel the love and the excitement in our city. And I think I've seen that through my shoe release and through just had Halimart a couple of days ago, and there were so many fans there, and just the love that I've received personally from the city has been second to none. And you're seeing that now with the Colts having so much success. The Fever are a game away from going to the finals, right? And so it's been really cool to see what's happening in Indiana right now, just in sports in general. I mean, Indiana football is balling. Purdue basketball is looking to be good this year. I think that it's just a special time for Indiana sports, and I would like to think that we were kind of the catalyst for that. But, maybe that's not – Purdue's basketball was pretty good last year. The Fever were exciting last year. We were exciting the year before. So I think that is just an exciting time to be an Indiana sports fan. And what we did was very special, and it's something that I'll cherish for a long time. I don't think that I'm quite yet prepared to go back and watch games just because it's hard for me because of, the way it ended and all those things. But, it's something I think about a lot and something that I'll cherish for a long time. But I look forward to creating many more memories that, hopefully overtake that in the future. But I know it'll be hard because that was something very special. And it's not something that I want to forget necessarily. Not at all. I want to remember that for the rest of my life because that was the most fun I've ever had playing basketball. And we did some very historic things. And, but I think that the goal for me is to create many more memories for Indiana sports fans and myself personally, that surpass this. So
you've been a number one option on teams before, but going into the season knowing it's going to happen, does that change your mental approach or basketball approach at all? And how do you see that playing out with this team?
Yeah, I think that's a word that's been thrown around a lot. I feel like I've heard that so many times, and I think that's I don't know. It's just people just talk about it, and it keeps spreading around. That's not the way I look at it. I think for us, like last year and the way we play as a team, like it's always been about team. Like it's never been about one person. And I think this year is not going to be different. We all gotta have to do it collectively, and I was telling the guys, like, it's not going to take one person to replace Ty. It's not like we're gonna all have to do it collectively, and that's the way we got to think about it. I think that mentality of like, oh, the number one option and this is it's kind of played out. Like I think if you look at it around, like you got to be a team to be able to win. Like you can be the number one guy all you want. Like if your team don't win, it doesn't matter. And most of the time you can't win alone. Like you have to have a collective, a group, and you got to do it together. So that's the way I'm approaching it. I'm excited though about like the lead, like continue to step up as a leader, continue to make sure that I lead by example. And we had a lot of conversation with coach just about setting the precedent and again for us as a team we've set the standard. Like we can't go under the standards that we set now. So we gotta go out there and do it every single night, and I got to be a leader out there in terms of that. Like I think that's what I care most about. Going out there doing the right things and playing together as a team.
All right, Pascal. Hey, Tyrese was just in here talking about the adjustments for him, just kind of personally coming back and not playing and watching games unfold without him and all that. Just what have you seen from him? He's so infectious, his personality, and he's so important in that way to this team. What have you seen from him since you got back to town? This new Tyrese we're going to see for the next year or so.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen Tyrese everywhere. I don't know, one of these guys has been all over the world, but Tyrese is like that's he's an important part of our team, and I think he also want to continue to make sure that he's involved, and you don't want to like just knowing that you're not going to play next year like be kind of like out of the loop. I'm sure he wants to be involved. He wants to be part of it. He works every single day. I come to the gym. I see him. He's working and making sure that he gets right and get back on the court. And then I think off the court, just always trying to get us together and things like that. So he's super involved, and at the end of the day, he's still one of our leaders. So and he knows that, and I think he's been doing that well.
Drew, you've obviously played point guard so much in your life, so the role you're coming into this year isn't new, but preparing to do it for an entire season, knowing it's going to be there for you, how does that change the way you approach what you're going to do going into a season, if any?
Yeah, I mean, it changes the whole perception of the game for me. Bringing the ball up is a whole different way of looking at the game instead of running off the ball. But adjustments that people will help me with, it's not going to be just me watching the game and understanding how to get better. A lot of people are going to be helping me kind of go through this change for sure.
I think the front office told us that you organized everybody for that Toronto trip for the guards. Is that correct? How important do you view leadership as part of your responsibilities this year if you're going to be the primary caretaker for a team?
Yeah, I think ever since I've gotten here, just trying to grow that part of my game and just find my voice as well as just insert things when I can. But I think I've always tried to just lead by example and be super competitive on the court and let that kind of set the tone for the group.
Just on that note, is it easier to find your voice when you guys have won as much as you have? I guess when do you feel like you go in having a lot more to say because of what you guys have accomplished? Is it easier to tell people what to do when you guys have been to the finals?
I mean, I think it's easier to tell people what you do when you've gained the respect. I've tried to come here and put my head down and work, and I think guys have gravitated towards the way I play the game, and I think it's easier to give guys what you want to tell them when you're putting in the work yourself.
Now that some time has passed, have you really been able to really reflect on just how special the season was, the excitement of the city, and also specifically for you, the Game 1 performance at the Garden? Have you been able to really reflect on how special it was?
Yeah, I spent time, especially as soon as the season ended, probably once a day, just kind of reminiscing on the journey and how far we came and what we accomplished. And but I've kind of, you got to turn the page at some point and understand that, this is a brand new season, brand new opportunity. And, per usual, a lot of people have written us off because of Tyrese. But, we're used to proving people wrong and shocking people. So it's going to be nothing new this year.
Anything standing out from the pickup games in terms of somebody surprising you or doing anything different than they were before?
I think everybody took a leap. Everybody got better. Everybody did what they're supposed to do, and that's work on their craft in the summertime. There are some guys who really got to take a step up, and there are other guys who are, just trying to figure it out. But, I think everybody did what they're supposed to do, and everybody looks great.
Then what excites you about this upcoming season, the opportunity you'll have to start for to begin the year in the air?
Just going out there and having a lot of fun. You know, just being consistent. It's pretty much what I'm looking for, just to be in a lineup and, you know, start the game, finish games and stuff like that.
Have you changed anything about your approach to the year knowing that? What did you kind of focus on this summer when it comes to your improvements, especially because we keep hearing people talk about your fit within the system, quick decision-making, things like that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just about, you know, improving on the things that I know I need to improve on. You know, watch a lot of film and just being in the gym. You know, I know exactly what I have to work on, and I did that and more. So I feel like I'm more than ready for the season.
So much of your guys' success for the last couple of years has become because of your style of play, because you guys are doing a lot of things other people don't. What do you think is important for you guys to sort of maintain as bedrock, and what do you think you guys, in which ways do you think you have to adapt and change with Tyrese not being available?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Ty not being able to play this year is tough, and you can't replace a guy like that. But I think the thing that we need to focus on is that, you know, we've established a culture, a style of play, and Rick has done a great job of that. And the standard is the standard. That, you know, we obviously have to do things a little differently, you know, without a all-star caliber point guard, but it's just everyone stepping up in a different role, but we're not going to change how we play.
Well, your teammates have talked about your personality bringing them together before, but Ty mentioned you as specifically a potential leader for this team, especially in his absence. Have you felt, Tyrese did.
Dang.
I was going to ask if you have felt that is a responsibility for you this year, but maybe you haven't given the response.
I feel that now. I know I'm one of the older guys on the team, so I've been here for 3 years, or going into my 3rd year now. So, like, I know my role's changed a little bit. Some guys out, so other guys got to step up. We still got TJ, though, oldest guy in the league. He's going to be a great vet for this team. But, we got a lot of great guys around. I feel like everybody on this team is going to be a leader in their own way. So
Regular season action begins on October 23rd as the Pacers look to follow up what was a magical run to the NBA Finals. No Tyrese Haliburton, but the standard remains the same here in Indiana. Keep it locked on Channel 13 for all your Pacers coverage. Here at Gamers Fieldhouse, I'm Dominic Miranda, 13 Sports.